Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A plot of ground where plants are cultivated. A yard or lawn adjoining a house. The flowers or vegetables or fruits or herbs that are cultivated in a garden. The usual or familiar type. It is a common or garden sparrow. Work in the garden. My hobby is gardening. Usually followed by, with, well-informed about or knowing thoroughly. Familiar with the complex machinery. Having mutual interests or affections, of established friendship. On familiar terms. A spirit, usually in animal form, that acts as an assistant to a witch or wizard. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. A person attached to the household of a high official, as a pope or bishop, who renders service in return for support. Well known or easily recognized. A familiar figure. Within normal everyday experience. Common and ordinary, not strange. Familiar ordinary objects found in every home. Make a plat of. A secret scheme to do something, especially something underhand or illegal. They concocted a plot to discredit the governor. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A bean plot. Make a schematic or technical drawing of that shows interactions among variables or how something is constructed. A chart or graph showing the movements or progress of an object. Devise the sequence of events in a literary work or a play, movie, or ballet. The writer is plotting a new novel. Plan secretly, usually something illegal. They plotted the overthrow of the government. The story that is told in a novel or play or movie, etc. The characters were well drawn but the plot was banal. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A small contrasting part of something. A patch of clouds. A connection intended to be used for a limited time. Repair by adding pieces. A protective cloth covering for an injured eye. Sewing that repairs a worn or torn hole, especially in a garment. A piece of soft material that covers and protects an injured part of the body. A period of indeterminate length, usually short, marked by some action or condition. A patch of bad weather. A small area of ground covered by specific vegetation. A cabbage patch. Mend by putting a patch on. Patch a hole. To join or unite the pieces of. Patch the skirt. A piece of cloth used as decoration or to mend or cover a hole. A short set of commands to correct a bug in a computer program. Provide with a patch, also used metaphorically. The field was patched with snow. Your basis for belief or disbelief. Knowledge on which to base belief. A justification for something existing or happening. The enclosed land around a house or other building. A tract of land cleared for some special purposes, recreation or burial, etc. Dregs consisting of solid particles, especially of coffee, that form a residue. It is a Middle Eastern custom to read your future in your coffee grounds. A unit of volume, as for sand or gravel. A unit of length equal to 3 feet, defined as 91.44 centimeters, originally taken to be the average length of a stride. The cardinal number that is the product of 10 and 100. An area having a network of railway tracks and sidings for storage and maintenance of cars and engines. The enclosed land around a house or other building. It was a small house with almost no yard. A long horizontal spar tapered at the end and used to support and spread a square sail or lateen. An enclosure for animals, as chicken or livestock. A tract of land enclosed for particular activities, sometimes paved and usually associated with buildings. They opened a repair yard on the edge of town. A tract of land where logs are accumulated. The enclosed land around a house or other building. Botany. A living organism lacking the power of locomotion. All the plant life in a particular region or period. The flora of Southern California. The branch of biology that studies plants. All the plant life in a particular region or period. The botany of China. All the plant life in a particular region or period. Pleistocene vegetation. An abnormal growth or excrescence, especially a warty excrescence on the valves of the heart. Inactivity that is passive and monotonous, comparable to the inactivity of plant life. Their holiday was spent in sleep and vegetation. The process of growth in plants. Have a tendency or disposition to do or be something, be inclined. She tends to be nervous before her lectures. Have care of or look after. She tends to the children. Manage or run. Tend a store. A garden featuring flowering plants. A garden laid out on regular lines with plants arranged in symmetrical locations or in geometrical designs. A garden having shrubs clipped or trimmed into decorative shapes, especially of animals. Making decorative shapes by trimming shrubs or trees. A public garden where tea is served. A garden set below the level of the ground surrounding it. Garden consisting of a small cultivated wood without undergrowth. A small growth of trees without underbrush. A garden for growing roses. A garden for growing herbs. A garden where hops are grown. A garden where hops are grown. A garden on a flat roof of a building. A small garden where vegetables are grown. Working as a landscape gardener. A garden laid out for aesthetic effect. They spent a great deal of money on the landscaping. A garden where fruit and vegetables are grown for marketing. Garden consisting of a small cultivated wood without undergrowth. A garden featuring rocks, usually alpine plants. Garden consisting of a small cultivated wood without undergrowth. An estate where cash crops are grown on a large scale, especially in tropical areas. A newly established colony, especially in the colonization of North America. A garden featuring rocks, usually alpine plants.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.